It was a stormy night, the kind that sent shivers down your spine and made the air heavy with an unsettling tension. Emma, alone in her dimly lit apartment, received a mysterious phone call. The screen displayed an unknown number, but curiosity got the better of her, and she hesitantly answered. "Hello?" she said, her voice trembling. Static crackled on the other end, followed by a low, guttural whisper. "Emma, it's coming for you." Chills ran down her spine. "Who is this? What's coming for me?" No response, just more static. She felt an eerie presence looming in the shadows of her apartment. The air grew colder, and the whispers on the phone became more urgent. "You can't escape. It's already inside." Fear gripped Emma as she frantically checked her locks and peered into the darkness of her apartment. The voice continued, recounting unsettling details about her life that sent shivers down her spine. With each passing moment, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. Emma, now paralyzed with fear, clutched the phone tightly as the voice whispered details that seemed impossible to know. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the air, and Emma dropped the phone in horror. She stumbled backward, desperate to escape the invisible threat that seemed to surround her. Shadows danced in the corners of her vision, and strange sounds echoed through the apartment. Just when Emma believed she was on the brink of madness, the phone rang again. Trembling, she cautiously answered. Emma, a different voice, warm and familiar, spoke. "It's your neighbor, Sarah. Are you okay?" "I heard screaming." Relief washed over Emma as she realized the horror had been a twisted prank. She explained the mysterious call, and Sarah agreed to stay on the line until Emma felt safe. Days passed, and Emma couldn't shake the trauma of that night. She decided to investigate the mysterious phone call, enlisting the help of a tech-savvy friend. Together, they traced the call back to a long-abandoned building on the outskirts of town. Venturing into the decaying structure, they discovered an old, malfunctioning telephone with frayed wires. The eerie whispers seemed to emanate from the dilapidated walls themselves. As they disconnected the ancient phone, the whispers faded into silence. With the source of the terror neutralized, Emma gradually regained a sense of normalcy. The nightmare had been a bizarre blend of technological malfunction and malevolent intentions. Though shaken, she found solace in the support of friends and the knowledge that sometimes, even the most terrifying experiences could be unraveled and explained. And so, as the storm clouds cleared, Emma emerged from the darkness with a newfound appreciation for the strength that could be found in confronting the unknown. It was Sarah's 27th birthday, and her friends decided to surprise her with an unforgettable celebration at an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. The mansion, once a symbol of opulence, now stood dilapidated and forgotten, its grandeur fading with each passing year. Sarah, known for her love of mystery and adventure, was thrilled by the prospect of an unconventional birthday party. As night fell, the group gathered at the mansion, guided only by the soft glow of their flashlights. The wind whispered through broken windows, and the crumbling walls seemed to groan with the weight of untold stories. Sarah, surrounded by her closest friends, couldn't help but feel a mixture of excitement and trepidation as they entered the echoing halls. The party started with laughter echoing through the dusty rooms, illuminated by the flickering light of candles. The atmosphere was charged with an unsettling energy, and the creaking floorboards added an eerie undertone to the celebration. The air inside the mansion was thick with an unspoken tension. As the clock neared midnight, the group decided to explore more of the mansion's hidden corners. Sarah, always up for an adventure, led the way down a dimly lit hallway. The once beautiful wallpaper now hung in tatters, and the air grew colder with each step. They stumbled upon a forgotten ballroom, its chandeliers covered in cobwebs. In the center of the room, Sarah noticed an old grand piano, its keys dust-covered but seemingly intact. Intrigued, she brushed off the dust and tentatively played a few notes. To their surprise, the mansion responded with an eerie symphony, distant echoes and vibrations resonating through the decaying structure. The group exchanged nervous glances, unsure of the source of the haunting melody. The air seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly presence, leaving an unsettling feeling in the pit of their stomachs. As Sarah continued to play, the atmosphere grew more charged. Shadows danced on the walls, and the flickering candles cast elongated shapes that seemed to move independently. The friends, caught between fascination and fear, began to feel a sense of being watched. Suddenly, the piano played a haunting melody of its own accord, notes echoing in the empty ballroom. The group, now on edge, rushed towards the door. But to their horror, it slammed shut with a deafening bang, trapping them inside. Panic set in as they struggled to open the door, the once-forgotten mansion now closing in around them. The air grew thick, and the temperature dropped, making every breath visible in the dim light. The haunting melody continued, growing louder and more dissonant, as if the mansion itself was protesting their intrusion. Just when it seemed they were doomed to be trapped forever, the door finally swung open. Gasping for breath, the group stumbled out into the chilly night, leaving behind the forsaken ballroom. The next morning, Sarah's friends recounted the strange events of the night, questioning the reality of what had transpired. The old mansion, with its forgotten history, had woven a tale that would linger in their memories, a birthday celebration turned haunting encounter with the past. The echoes of that mysterious melody would forever haunt their recollections of that fateful night at the abandoned mansion. It was a cold, moonless night. The kind that sends shivers down your spine before anything even happens. I was working the late shift at Delicious Eats, a popular food delivery service known for its quick and efficient service. Little did I know, that night would be etched into my memory forever. As I stepped out into the darkness, the only source of light was the dim glow of the street lamps. The instructions were clear: deliver to 13, Elm Street, apartment 3C. I plugged the address into the GPS, and the app directed me to an old, decrepit building that seemed to loom over the street like a silent sentinel. As I approached the apartment, an unsettling feeling settled in the pit of my stomach. The hallway was eerily quiet, and the flickering light above added a sinister touch to the atmosphere. I hesitated for a moment before knocking on the door of apartment 3C. The door slowly creaked open, revealing a pale-faced woman in her mid-30s. Her eyes, hollow and lifeless, met mine as she eagerly accepted the bag of food. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice sending chills down my spine. As I turned to leave, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The hallway seemed even darker than before, and strange whispers echoed through the air. I quickened my pace, my footsteps echoing with an unsettling resonance. As I reached the staircase, I heard a soft voice calling my name. "Wait." I turned around to see the woman from apartment 3C standing at the top of the stairs. Her face was twisted into a sinister smile. "You forgot something." She handed me a small, sealed envelope. "For your troubles," she said with a chilling grin. I thanked her and rushed down the stairs, desperate to leave that place. As I reached the bottom, I opened the envelope, only to find a faded photograph of the building, dated decades ago, accompanied by a note that simply read, "You're not alone." That night, strange occurrences plagued my dreams. Whispers in the darkness, shadows lurking in the corners of my room. The following days brought an unshakable feeling that I was being watched, followed by a lingering presence that haunted my every move. And then, one night, I received an order to the same address, 13, Elm Street, apartment 3C. The same pale-faced woman awaited, her eyes now filled with a hunger that sent a shiver down my spine. But this time, she wasn't alone. Shadows moved behind her, whispers growing louder. I ran, and I never looked back. But sometimes, in the dead of night, I can still hear those whispers, and I wonder if the horrors of that delivery are still lurking in the shadows, waiting for their next unsuspecting victim. So, my friends, be cautious when the clock strikes midnight, and you find yourself delivering to a place that seems frozen in time. Some horrors are best left undiscovered.